Hey, Brandon.
Hey,
Welcome back.
thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, Brandon is back for another chat. And for those
Always.
of you who didn't see Brandon the first time he was on, it was probably, and I've said this before, that the time when we recorded the first time, that was probably the funnest interview I had ever done.
Well,
and Yeah, and it's one of my more popular podcast episodes because people were just so impressed with you. So I'm glad that you're back and you've got some new things that we're going to share and we're going to talk about. So, of course, I will link the first episode where Brandon came on in case you don't know his background and his story and all that. But Brandon, I'm going to hand it off to you, and you can just kind of start wherever you want to start and let us know what's going on.
yeah, so let's see. Since the last episode, a couple of things have happened. A couple new different things. First of all, for those who are watching on YouTube, I have kind of organized my flowers just a little bit more. And so I've got all of these flowers. I am so bad at pointing. I've got all these flowers that I have in all these little cubicle boxes. Um, and I basically just arranged them not in any particular order, but mainly I don't know, some of the best ones that I put up on the list. I've got these like little tripod stands that I put all those flowers on, so that's why they're standing upright. So I did that. And then also, since I've been on, I have opened my own store, my own online store, and that is heartlandpicker.com. And that's where you can shop all of my good vintage jewelry and a bunch of different, just there's sterling, there's rhinestone stuff, there's earrings, brooches. It's all separated into categories for you on there, so you can go and shop all that jewelry.
Okay, so let's get into that because I have talked to so many jewelry resellers specifically who say they want to have their own website because for whatever reason they don't want to sell on any platform, that they'd rather have their own website to sell their jewelry, accessories, whatever. And
Mhm.
so what made you decide that now is the time for you to go in that direction?
So there's two factors that came into mind when I was thinking of this. Number one was I used to do sales on YouTube lives all the time.
Mhm.
That was before college, and now that I'm in college and almost finishing it, um, a lot of my time has been taken away from YouTube, and I want to give back to the people that still want to buy my stuff on YouTube, but I'm not doing any YouTube sales. So this is a way for them to go onto the website and buy stuff from me and still support me in that way. The other reason that I factored into this was because most of the jewelry that I'm listing on there, I'm buying from other sites like Whatnot or eBay or wherever I'm sourcing from. And
Mhm.
I don't want to resell it on those sites because I don't want the person knowing how much I paid for their items in their show versus how much
Oh.
I'm selling it, on the platform. So I basically just came up with the idea like, okay, I have to start my own store because I'm getting way too much inventory from this site. And this site wants, I don't want this person to know how much I bought it from and how much I'm going to sell from them because the truth is they might raise their prices. The way I think of it is they might just go ahead and say, oh, I started everything at $5, but I saw you got that and now you're charging 65 for it. Well, now I'm going to start charging $15 each for my items. So
Mhm.
I try to not let that happen.
Yeah, well, because I have bought and sold jewelry on eBay. Like I've sourced on eBay and then I've sold those same jewelry pieces that I sourced on eBay. I've sold them on eBay. And I've never really thought about that because I figure, oh well, if they see, they see. But I know on Whatnot, it's a little bit different because the jewelry buyers, it's a lot of us, it's a much smaller pool of people. eBay's huge, but on Whatnot, it seems like all the jewelry buyers kind of know
Yep.
each other, and then
Yep.
they also know the sellers too. So I think that's a really unique strategy for you to kind of protect, I guess, the integrity of buying the pieces there as well as selling them too, because yeah, nobody wants to feel like, oh my gosh, he bought that from me for three
Mhm.
dollars, and now he's selling it for 60, like you
Exactly.
said.
Exactly.
So I think that's probably an unspoken form of etiquette as well, as it relates to reselling. So I can definitely respect that.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to, I guess, decide like what jewelry pieces go where, or like, do you have a system or a plan how that's going to work?
So I kind of do the stuff I put on my website, it's mainly like I try not to have anything less than like $20. I want to try to keep my site an upscale site.
Mm-hmm.
Um However, some stuff might sneak in, but the cheaper vintage stuff I like to just take to Whatnot, start it all at $2, and whatever it goes for, it goes for. Because I have so much of it here, like I just want to get it, out because I buy in bulk. And it, just gets rid of space here that I can free up for other things. But the stuff that I mainly buy on different platforms, I try to take it to other platforms pretty much for that reason, is to for the seller to not see how much I'm buying it for versus how much I'm selling it for.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as an organizational, I don't really have an organization strategy. I mean, the shelving thing right here going all the way down to the ground, that's where I keep all my store inventory on. Um or that's where I, have all the store inventory for the Heartland Pickers site. And then the like anything I put on Macari or eBay or whatever, it's just going down the hall into a cart down in the big room.
Okay. Okay. So what did you use to set up your website? Did you use Shopify or something else, or?
I did use Shopify. I figured that was the best platform to use considering the quality of the website. I really like
Mm-hmm.
the layout and how you can create it your own. I did try a free website builder. This was so long ago. But I did not like the layout. Although it was free to use, completely free, and I could do sales on it, I just did not like the layout. You really didn't have much of a choice with their free platform. So I just decided to go with Shopify, and I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, well, and you can now integrate your Shopify store on YouTube. So once you get your channel back up and running, or if I don't know if you are uploading videos, but they do have an option now where you can link your Shopify store on
Really?
your
Okay.
yeah, on your
I know
YouTube,
that.
yeah, on your YouTube page profile. And that was one of the reasons why I was thinking about doing a Shopify store
Mhm.
too, just for the solely for the fact that you can link it to YouTube and you can
Yeah.
have a shop tab on your YouTube homepage.
Hmm.
So, that's a great way to get more traffic to your store. And then I think you can also link products from Shopify like in your videos. Like
Okay.
once you link your Shopify store to your YouTube page,
Hmm.
you'll be able to link whatever products that are in your store. Like let's say you're showing, oh, look, this bracelet's in my shop now. You'll be able to have a link so people can click on it and go
That's cool.
right to buy
Yeah.
it.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought of
So that's one of the things. I think YouTube just started doing that earlier this year.
that. Okay. Huh.
So yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. But now you doing the Shopify store, that's not going to, like, you're not going to cut back on like your Whatnot shows or anything,
No,
correct?
no, no. The Shopify I'm gonna do when I'm on not on Whatnot, and then when I'm on Whatnot, that's pure Whatnot time to get on, sell, and ship packages out for that site.
Okay. So about how many items do you have listed in your store, or what is the goal as it relates to how many pieces of jewelry?
Yeah, so right now I think I have around 90 or
Oh,
so.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I just started it like 2 weeks ago, so I want to get by the end of this year, talking December of the end of 2024, I want to get at least around 7 or 800 listed on
Oh,
the
wow.
store. That's my goal. That's my
Oh,
goal.
that's going to be great. That's going to be great. Now you've got me all thinking like I want to do a shop. I don't know if I'll do Shopify, but I've had people ask me the same thing. Like people have asked me, would you consider doing a YouTube live show to sell? And then I've also had people ask, "Oh, have you thought about doing your own website so you don't have to sell on any other platform?"
Yeah.
So, talking to you now, I'm thinking, well, maybe I might want to try it too.
The only thing is you just got to do a lot of advertising for it. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to have a lot of sales if you don't get the word out about it. There are features on Shopify where you can pay them to have like Snapchat ads and Facebook ads and things like that, but
Hmm.
I the way I don't want to do that is just because I want to get the right audience. I don't want to get the wrong audience. I want these pieces to go to a vintage jewelry collector, not necessarily an average person who will just scroll through and just see my ad randomly, you know.
Right.
So I want to try to target this website to vintage jewelry lovers and collectors and resellers rather than just the average Joe who will just, swipe through Snapchat stories and then all of a sudden see the web or see the website ad.
So, has it been? I know you said you've only been doing this for a couple weeks, but so far, does it feel like it's just as much work or more work than selling on Whatnot or eBay or wherever?
Um, I don't know. I think it's just slightly a little more work just
Hmm.
because you have to take the photos, put in the descriptions, all that stuff. Because whatnot is just there's no work into it at all, really. You really just going live. You're talking about your items. You don't have to like type out paragraph descriptions.
Right.
Basically, just talking about your pieces. You're showing the pieces, and then all you got to do is pack them neatly and add the packing slip in and ship them out.
Yeah. And the thing too is you really have to, because you do have to do the work on all the pieces individually, because I would assume you don't have a quantity, like you wouldn't have five of the same bracelet or necklace or whatever. So it's just that one item, that one listing, and when it's sold, that's
It's
it. You have to put something else up, something totally different.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. So for someone who is thinking about maybe, starting their own website, what tips or advice would you give them?
Have a following, first of all, I would say, because
Ah,
in
yeah.
marketing strategy, that will be your biggest thing is you want to make sure you have a following and get enough orders to make it you happy for the first couple weeks. Um, I would also say take good photos, list high quality items, because if you just have like a bunch of cheap $2, $3, $4 items on your website, then are people going to take you seriously? And, is it just going to be like a Poshmark where you're just like cleaning out your closet and you don't really care
Right.
how much the item goes for? um but that, and then know what you're selling. Put it in the title or put it in the description of what the item is, and so you can basically, I guess, kind of look professional in that sense.
Yeah, and do you think people should have a certain amount of inventory before they even consider opening up their own website?
I don't think so. I think if you have like 5, 10 pieces even, I think it would be fine, because once you start a website, it's everyone's expecting you to just not have as much because you're just starting. But as your website furtherly progresses, then you'll be able to add more items, and then people can shop a whole different variety of items on your site.
All right. So now does Shopify off I don't think you can do live selling with Shopify,
Nope.
correct?
Not
At
that
least not
not that
yet.
I'm aware of. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how do you plan to advertise and market and promote your website? Like, do you have any
So
ideas for that, or what do you think you're gonna do?
yeah, there's a couple of things I'm doing. Number one, I'm going to share it onto YouTube a lot, because
Hmm.
that's the main reason why I made the website. But also, when people order with me on Whatnot on the packing slip, I write a little thank you note, and then I'll write "Go shop heartlandpicker.com" on the packing slip, because
Mm.
you can't say it on the live stream, but there's no rule that you can't send your business card or you can't write it on the packing slip in the mail. So that's one
Right.
that's one of the places I do it. And then of course just locally, going to all the antique shows in vintage sales around my area and just getting the word out locally for all the locals to take a look at.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Maybe you might even be able to run some ads like on
Mhm.
Instagram or Facebook or something, or even TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm thinking about it but I'm just thinking because I do so many things that do I really want to add another thing to my list of things that I'm already doing? Because I'm
Yeah,
doing a lot,
yeah,
and that's something that definitely will take a lot of time, and you have to be consistent, persistent with it,
mhm,
and then managing it every day or however often, you make sales or you're shipping stuff out.
yeah,
So, but it just sounds so exciting, it just sounds so much like you have a lot more freedom, I guess, as opposed to selling on specific platforms, like only eBay or only whatnot.
hmm,
Um, and not only that too, but I think you just give the buyer a better experience, because
yeah,
they're not like one of, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people on the website. It's a very unique experience when someone comes to your website. You kind of control the whole transaction from start to finish, where you don't really have that on Whatnot or anywhere else.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, well, I think that's so exciting, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you decided to share it here.
Oh yeah.
So,
So go
yeah,
shop RonlinPicker.com.
yeah, I'll make sure I put a link in the description of this video. And of course, I will put a link in the show notes if you are only listening to the audio version of this, because I want to do whatever I can to support you and help
Oh
you,
yeah,
be successful and help you grow this. Because, like I said, so many jewelry resellers want to do exactly what you're doing. They want to
mhm,
start their own website, and for whatever reason, they don't, or maybe they don't know how, or maybe
yeah,
they're too overwhelmed. Because that's another thing I hear a lot is like people say, well, I don't know where to start, and I don't know, how to go about it. So, but you're
yeah.
saying that the
Well,
process is pretty simple.
yeah, for the most part it is. It depends how tech involved you are, because there's a lot of technology that's involved with doing, making your own website, from creating the templates to listing the items to doing all that, all the transactions. It's just you got to be techie, because there's a lot of tech things involved in the background of it, and you just want to make sure that you're on top of it and know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I know Shopify does have like there's a lot of tutorials too on YouTube. So like if there's something you couldn't figure out on your own, I'm sure you could probably look something up, how to upload a photo or whatever.
No,
So I think that's really good too. And Shopify has a huge community of people, not just jewelry sellers, but all
yeah.
kinds of sellers. So I think there's even a Facebook group, if I remember correctly.
Oh, did not know that.
So you can go in there and ask questions, and other people will, can help you or chime in if you're having an issue or whatever. So I think that's really good. That's awesome.
So, should we get into the next one?
Yeah, yeah. So the other thing that you wanted to share with us today is,
So, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks after that episode we did.
hmm
And my mom actually got tickets to go to Antiques Roadshow because they were filming here in Iowa. And I know you're excited
it's
about
so exciting because that's like one of my dream things. I want to go.
it's
Like I would
it's so
love to
fun.
go.
When
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
we got there, and we went through all the check-in lines and all that stuff, and
Uh
then
huh.
they give you these little passport things, and you're supposed to, like, they'll mark you down where you're supposed to go. And so one of the items I took was this watch right here, and it's a JLC watch, an automatic. It's called the Jaeger Coulter. That's the uh, French or German brand. I forget which one it is. Um, but it's a reverso watch because not only can you keep track of time, but you can flip it into a bracelet.
Oh, are
And
you serious?
serious, I love this watch. It's so
That
cool.
is cool. That is so cool.
That And that one I got out of a Goodwill box.
Oh
Um,
my gosh. You
I know.
always have the best luck, Brandon. I'm so jealous because you
I
always get the good stuff.
I bought that one out of a Goodwill box, and that I kind of knew the value of it going into it, but I just wanted to make sure it was a legit one because
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of fakes out there, and this one was real. And they valued this one around 3,000. So I was really happy about that. It was kind of where I thought it would be, somewhere between 2 and 4. Um, so that's one of the pieces I took. The other piece I took, I
Wait,
cannot.
so you're not planning to sell that? You're not planning to sell the watch?
As of right now, I'm keeping it because it fits perfectly
Okay.
to my wrist and I love it. Um, but I'd like to get
Okay.
the certificate of authenticity for it before I sell it, just to like prove that it's real.
Right.
Just because
Right.
I took it to Antiques Roadshow and they said it was real. Just because someone said something doesn't mean that it's real. But so the other item I took, I can't really speak of it because as we're recording this episode, um, I signed an NDA because I got picked
Oh.
to film. And so my item that the second item I took got filmed. So hopefully it'll be on. They said the episode will be airing in January. So it'll
Oh,
be on the
wow, that's a ways away.
so ways away. So it's so hard to keep quiet about it. Um but
Wow.
yeah, the episode will be sometime in January. I think they said they were gonna do 2 or 3 episodes on the Des Moines um Antiques Roadshow. So you'll have to
Mhm.
watch. I think it's every Monday is when they come out with those episodes. So
All
yeah,
right.
I'm
So
excited.
I'm going to make sure that when we get closer, I'll make sure that I remind everybody because now I'm going to be on the edge of my seat for the next 6
You'll
months.
be like, I know him.
Yeah, that is so cool. So tell me what that whole experience was like. I mean, not just you getting something appraised, of course, but what was it like just being there and seeing all the
No,
stuff and the people?
yeah, it was a really fun experience. One of the things that I found interesting about it though is there are many, many, many signs listed along the walkways and wherever you went saying no soliciting. So like you could not say, "Oh, I have an antique business. Would you want to sell your item to me?" Or "I would like to sell this.
Oh,
Can I sell it to you?" Like you couldn't do
uh-huh.
any business. They specifically say you cannot do any business inside the Antiques Roadshow. Um,
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. It was fun going up and talking to all the different appraisers, and some really popular ones were there. Like especially the one who appraised my item and filmed it was really popular. Um,
Oh, cool.
right? Um, they had it at Living History Farms. So for people who haven't been here to Iowa, Living History Farms is like this historical town site near Des Moines where it's basically taking you back to like the 17 and 1800s, and it's showing you like this is how life was back then. This is how we farmed. This is how stuff like that. I took like 6 field trips there when I was a kid. Um,
Oh,
but they had it all in these big white tents, and then you go to these white tents whether you were in group A for sports memorabilia or group B for jewelry and accessories or stuff like that. um it was interesting when you got picked to film though, because they brought you into a green room, and in this green room, you sit down at a table and then you just have to wait your turn. But I think the best part about the green room was they had snacks. They had sandwiches, they had snacks, they had coffee and tea and water and just all these different drinks that you could have. And we just sat back for a while, and it did take a while to get all the people to go through, but
hmm.
no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
So
So
did you meet like any other resellers there? I mean, I'm sure a lot of collectors and dealers
um,
and stuff.
I met a couple, ones that I already knew who got
Hmm.
tickets. I will say I definitely brought the median age down though, because holy
I
smokes,
bet.
like I was probably one of the youngest people there, other than like a family with their kids. But no, I saw a few people that I knew, but most of the people had their stuff. And that's the other thing about Antiques Roadshow. When you go to it, a lot of people like to haul their stuff around in wagons and have their stuff covered up because they don't want you to see what it is. You know, they don't
Right.
want you to know what they brought. So everyone has their stuff in like blankets and wrapping paper and things like that. And I'm like, I just want to know what you brought, you know. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think too, probably just for safety reasons, like,
oh yeah.
they don't want it to get stolen or broken or
Mhm.
damaged or something. Cause I would be nervous about that. Like if I was
Oh,
carrying around something that could potentially be worth thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'd be so nervous just carrying it around. I'd be like, oh,
yeah.
because accidents happen, and if
Oh
it's
yeah.
crowded and
Hmm.
some people just don't pay attention, when they're walking or they're whatever, I would be so nervous about that.
Luckily, I didn't bring any glassware, so no glass was shattered, you know. But
Oh, that's good. That's good. Wow. So, all right. Now, are you still doing the because I know you were doing your own little like kind of like pop-up shop kind of things, kind of like where you were selling at vendor fairs or
yeah,
something. Are you still doing that?
yeah, I am. There's a couple that are coming up, I think, in August and in September that I'll be doing here locally. If you're
Mm-hmm.
in the Des Moines area, then you should go check them out. But uh,
Well, yeah, send me the info and I'll
I
share it.
definitely
I'll make
will,
sure I
yeah.
share it.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, hopefully I'll be getting to do a little bit more now that it's summer. So
Yeah. And you said that next year is going to be your last year of school?
yep, I'll be a senior and that'll be it for me. I'm super excited.
Wow. So what are you going to do? I mean, you've got the website, you've got whatnot, you've got whatever fairs or shows, you've got Antique Roadshow. I mean,
I got antique booths. I mean, it's
yeah, yeah. What are you going to do when you graduate or after you graduate, I should say?
that is unsure yet. I'm not 100% sure. I know I'll keep probably doing this business part time anyway, and then having something full time. I just don't know what the full time thing will be yet.
Well,
So,
I a couple weeks ago, well, it's probably like 3 weeks ago now, I went to the antique jewelry and watch show here in
oh yeah,
Las Vegas.
I saw the photos and the
You
videos that
did.
you were posting, and I was just, oh, there's so much good stuff there.
But a lot of the stuff and a lot of the people there reminded me of you because there were people there that were your age, but
Mhm.
they are like it was like a family business. So
Mm,
it's like their parents, their grandparents, and their great grandparents
mhm.
were antique dealers or antique jewelry dealers. And so there were a lot of people around your age that were there to learn because
Yeah.
eventually I guess they will be taking over the business. So I
Mhm.
could totally see you doing something like that. Maybe not,
Maybe not to that upscale, but
yeah,
something
but I could see you
like
doing
that.
something like that because there's still so much stuff out there
Mm,
that never even makes it like a lot of these antique dealers, they don't do any business online.
yeah.
Everything is done in person or in their little brick and mortar store. Like
Mhm.
they don't have websites, they don't do eBay.
Yeah.
They literally only do their business in person through their shop. And
Yeah.
so I was
Well,
talking to
when you have like 4 or 5 generations running the business and you
yeah,
keep
and the
having
store's been
regular
there like 50
customers,
plus years.
exactly, you just have your regular customers keep coming into you, then there's no need for online and no need for
Yeah,
that.
but the thing is they want to be online,
Mm,
a lot of them, but they don't know how to start, where to start, what to
yeah.
do, and so I just said, wow, that's so crazy because then there's people like me who only do stuff online, right? And then there's people who don't do anything online. Like there's so much across the spectrum as it relates to doing what we do, and there's so many ways you can do it. You don't have to do it one way or another. You can do it this way, that way, or a combination of five different ways, like whatever whatever works for you.
Exactly.
That's what's so nice about the flexibility of this.
Mhm.
So the next antique show is in Miami, and that's going to be in January, and I'm going to that. So maybe you might want to consider checking that out too. That might be a little closer for you.
Yeah, I might think about it. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what else is going on in the world of Brandon? How has Whatnot been treating you?
Whatnot's been pretty good. I'm super happy with it.
Yes, yes.
The amount of raids that I've been getting lately, just awesome. Because you build all these connections with the people on Whatnot, and then when they see you on at 1 a.m. when they're just ending because they want to go to sleep, and they're
Right.
okay, we'll raid you because we like your stuff, and it's just a good feeling for that.
Yeah, every time I send somebody to your show, they're always like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for telling me about Brandon. He's got such beautiful stuff." I said, "I know."
It's
Because
exactly.
I've sent so many people to, to follow you or to check out your
Mhm.
shows, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love his stuff." I said, "Yeah, he has really good stuff, and he usually does his shows at night, so you
Oh
don't
yeah,
have to fight through like, hundreds of people when you're bidding on
exactly.
something, you have a good chance of getting it at a good price."
Hmm. Exactly. And like I said, I start most of my stuff on at Whatnot at $2 or $3 just
Mhm.
because I buy in bulk and I have a lot of stuff here and I just want to mostly get rid of it. So yeah,
Yes.
it's good stuff. I'm not saying it's not. It's just that there's an overabundance of it here
Yeah, you have a lot of it. You have
that
a
I need
lot.
to get rid of. So then that gives other people good deals. So
All right. So the other thing that people really enjoyed from the first time that you were on the podcast
oh
was your organization, your displays, your collections. So what updates have you made to all of that stuff? Do you still have the same stuff? Has your collection grown? What's going on?
yeah, so I pretty much have the same. I'm looking around. I think I pretty much have the same stuff. And because I've been to so many auctions and garage sales lately that I haven't had too much time to work down here and like move stuff around or create more storage boxes or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
no, everything's pretty much the same since the first time, I think. Other than,
Well,
other than adding some flowers in the back there.
yeah,
Uh,
that's what I was hinting towards. Have you picked up any
okay.
more metal enamel flower
Oh,
brooches?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Since since the last time, hold on, let me see. Since the last time, actually I can take you over here. We're
All
going
right.
for we're going for a little ride. Since
I'm
the
gonna put
last
you in
time,
the solo. Oh my gosh.
that whole flat since the last time I talked to you.
Brandon, where do you find all these amazing things? That's so lovely.
I find them everywhere, everywhere that I possibly can.
Yeah. That's what I tell people too. I say wherever you can find it, that's where you find it. I found a couple of metal flower brooches at Goodwill the other day and I thought of you.
Ooh.
Let me
Oh
see
yeah.
if I have it
Yeah.
easily accessible. I might not. I might have it in a box. But I was thinking about you. I said, I'm surprised I found one. I mean, it's not anything spectacular. Oh, here it is. Okay, I can show you.
Ooh, what did we
Hopefully
get?
all this bag rustling around is not too much. It's not as beautiful as the ones you got, but look at this. Isn't that cute?
Oh, the blue and yellow one. Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. And look how much it was at Goodwill.
$1.
Yes.
My goodness sakes, I would have picked that up.
Yeah. And I said, oh my gosh, this totally reminds me of Brandon. But yeah, to get it
See,
for 99 cents,
see,
like
here's what I don't understand. The Goodwills over where you live, they just put out pretty amazing jewelry and they don't really do anything with it online. The Goodwills over here, they will snatch every single piece of jewelry and put it online. The only
yeah.
jewelry they have in our Goodwills over here is like all of the um I forget what the company's called, but they go through a third party seller and they bring in like 2 racks of jewelry, all brand new with the cards. And I forget what kind of jewelry it is, but they go through a third party person to bring in jewelry, and they all their donated jewelry just goes straight to Shop Goodwill.
Yeah, well, the Goodwills here used to be that way, and I
Mhm.
don't know what happened if people complained or if management changed over. Like, I don't know, but lately when I've been going to Goodwill to look for jewelry, I've been
Mhm.
finding some amazing stuff, and it's been reasonably priced, because I'm surprised this wasn't like $5,
Exactly.
at least.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
No, I don't understand some Goodwills why they can have like really amazing pieces in their stores and then here in the Midwest, nothing. It's all online. So,
yeah, well, Salvation Army is like that too. Like, now the
mm,
Salvation Armies, none of the stores carry jewelry. Everything goes online. Like, they
yeah.
don't have jewelry in the stores at all. And then some people tell me their Goodwills don't carry jewelry at all either.
Mm.
Like they don't have any jewelry in Goodwill. All of it goes to what is
Shop.
it? Shop Goodwill, yeah. And so they don't get any in the stores. So I think it just depends on where you are, because
Yeah.
and we still get jewelry jars in our Goodwills too. I know some Goodwills don't do jewelry jars anymore, but we
Mm.
still get them. I don't buy them anymore because
Gone through.
the yeah, it's not worth the risk. I mean, there's been a few times I've found something good in there, but
Mhm.
for the amount of ones that I've bought where it's just been pure junk,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. And I just said no, I don't buy them.
Mhm.
I just don't want to waste money, because that's what I felt like I was doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. So but yeah, so that's pretty much, that's all I found, I think, on my last trip. But now, ever since I found that one, I'm always excited when I go in, because I'm like, oh, maybe there'll be some more in there,
Oh yeah. Mhm. No, that's kind of the way I feel about these local thrift stores. Like, there's one that I have made thousands of dollars off of because
Really.
they don't know how to mark their gold. And I go in there and I check at least once a week. I go in
Mm-hmm.
and I buy up their gold because they just put it in the glass case. They mark it way under scrap value, and I just go, okay, I'll take that and be on my way. So, but then you
Yeah.
also have the thrift stores that are just like, especially on the east side of Des Moines, there's it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's junk. It's not stuff a reseller would buy.
Yeah. And then sometimes some of these thrift stores, they think everything is valuable, and
Hmm.
they price it ridiculously high,
Yeah,
and you're just like, who's pricing this stuff? Because obviously it's somebody that doesn't know. They either have it way overpriced, or hopefully way underpriced, so we
yeah,
can scoop it up.
yeah, exactly. There's one thrift store here I really don't like what they do. What they'll do is the people who are in the back pricing stuff, they'll search it on eBay
Mm-hmm.
and they won't search sold price. They'll just search listing price.
Yeah.
And they will print out a screenshot of the item on eBay and slap it right next to the item and then put their sticker on the item. So apparently you can get a comp of, oh, it's going for this, so we marked it this. And I'm
Yeah.
just
I've seen people do that at yard sales too.
exactly. But
It's like,
people don't understand that there's a difference between listed and sold. Sold is what someone's going to buy it for and what it has sold for, and listing is what some Dumbo is asking for it. You know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, now you just reminded me of another question I wanted to ask you, because
Shoot.
since you're doing your website,
Mhm.
are you only going to be selling like pieces to people who, like you said, want to be collectors, or have you thought about maybe selling some bulk lots to other resellers?
So I was going to talk about this too, but I was going to save it for another episode.
Oh,
It's all good. I'm going to mention it now. We'll
okay.
see if people get through this whole 40 minutes so far. Um, I plan on every first of the month with my website. I want to do a mystery box drop. And basically, I want to there's gonna be a contemporary jewelry mystery lot, and there's gonna be a vintage jewelry mystery lot. And in each of those, what my plan is you're gonna get a necklace, a bracelet, two pairs of earrings, and a piece of sterling for a set price. And then
Mhm.
those are going to just be lasting until the quantity ends. So once they're all gone, then I'll refresh them the next first of the month. So it'll just be like these little mystery lots. They're going to be really good stuff. Trust me on that. They're going to be really good stuff. I might do a craft lot maybe where it's just all broken pieces and, you know, for the crafters, whoever wants to do some crafting projects, I might do that too. But I will be rolling out mystery lots on my website every first of the month. And then you can get them while they're gone, because once they're gone, then I'll refill them the next month.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
So
maybe I might have to buy some. Are you going to start that this coming July?
I think so. I think I will. I'll have at least I'll beta them. I might have a couple of them out. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, because that's one of the questions I get asked all the time is like, do I know anybody who sells um, bulk lots for
Hmm.
resellers? Because I think that's where a lot of people, they just can't find stuff in their area.
Yeah.
And so people ask me that a lot. They say, "Oh, do you know anybody that sells in bulk for other
Hmm.
resellers?" And I always say, I don't, because I mean, I don't know anybody who sells bulk. I know people who sell individual, piece by piece, but I don't know anybody who sells bulk to other jewelry resellers. So that could be something where you might do surprisingly well with, because I know there's a demand for it, because I know at least several like three different people who have asked me for that.
Oh yeah, and I like to sell in bulk to different resellers. The only problem I run into is when I ask them what are they looking for, and
Hmm.
they just give me a bland response saying, "Well, just whatever's sellable. I don't want any broken stuff, just whatever's sellable." And I'm like, "Well, you gotta give me an idea, because like I have Chico's, Leah Sophia, 1928 Jewelry Company, then I've got Avon, Trafari. Like I have all these pieces." I just want to know specifically, are you into bracelets, necklaces, earrings, rings? Are you into certain companies? Or, do you need a certain ring size, bracelet size? Like I want, specifics of what people are looking for. Um, I just don't want to throw random stuff in a bag and send it to someone. I just because I want them to be happy, and I don't want them to come back with me and said, you threw me a broken necklace in here and I thought you said it was all wearable. It's like you weren't specific about being all wearable, because I've had that happen before, and I don't
Yeah.
want it to happen again.
Yeah, because when I sell because I sell jewelry bags, just bags, and it's either a bag of wearable jewelry, or craft lot jewelry.
Yeah,
And so a lot of people do want that. Like not everybody wants the broken stuff. They just want to get a bag of stuff that they can wear, or maybe they can turn around and sell themselves. And
exactly.
so I've done really well selling those types of bags on Poshmark.
Mm,
But I thought about, kind of like you, maybe doing a website just for those jewelry bags, those mystery bags. Because
kind of like a Goodwill blue box,
yeah,
essentially.
kind of like that, but not as crappy as that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
you know I
Uh,
mean, not to say that it's always crappy, but you really are. It's like you're
yeah,
really rolling the dice with that.
for what you're paying, it is kind of crappy though.
I agree. And the thing is I will show, like, I put this stuff in a clear bag or something. I'll show you the bag so you can see what's in it.
Yeah,
It's not going to be a complete mystery like the Goodwill blue boxes are.
exactly. Yeah.
So people can get an idea, like, oh, okay, I see some stuff in there that I kind of like, or
Hmm.
that I want, or whatever. So because I thought about doing that too, doing a website just with jewelry bags.
Yeah, and
Um,
that'll probably work out for you if you wanted to do that too.
well, and that would be a lot easier than doing individual pieces,
Yeah.
until I have the time maybe to devote to doing individual pieces or something.
Yeah.
But the jewelry bags, you know, since I'm sourcing, and like you, I buy in bulk.
Hmm.
I usually get enough stuff to make at least a couple bags a week. Stuff that I don't want to sell, because not
Yeah.
that there's anything wrong with it, but I know, like, it's probably unbranded or something, and I know I won't get a lot. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
just throw it in a wearable jewelry bag, and people love it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, so now that's an idea of something I could work on. All
Uh,
right, Brandon. So, anything else that you want to share or talk about?
mm,
Anything exciting?
I don't
Any
know.
more plans of anything for the rest of your summer?
Well, not too many plans. Did you announce your table talk yet, or
No, not yet.
not
But
yet? All
since
right.
we are talking about it, why not talk about it?
Why not? This will get
Yes.
people to maybe want to join in.
Yes. So, what Brandon is referring to is that I am going to do a kind of like a resellers roundtable. And what my plan is to get three, four, five, even six other resellers, and all of us come on camera and talk about our businesses, maybe ask for advice or ideas or feedback about things that we're doing, maybe things we like, things we dislike as it relates to jewelry reselling. And I'm planning to do that. It's funny you brought it up today because one of the girls who she's a reseller too, who agreed to do it, I talked to her earlier today. So I
Mm,
think I have like three of you guys who said that you will do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And if I can't get anybody else, maybe I'll just start and it'll just be the four of us. And we can all just kind of hash out whatever it is we want to hash out about whatever as it relates to, jewelry reselling in general. So it's a very broad topic, but I want it to be that way. So that way nothing is off limits as it relates to that. So you can
Mhm.
talk about your business, you can talk about jewelry, um, you can talk about what other people are doing in the community and what you think is working and not working.
Yeah.
So I think we should probably maybe I can figure out a day that we can record that within the next month sometime, because I would like to do that like kind of on a regular basis, maybe not monthly but every
Every other week.
quarter or
Yeah,
something
or
like that.
yeah, something like that.
Because a lot of people are busy and I don't want to intrude
Mhm.
on anybody's working time.
Yeah.
Um,
My college time.
yeah, yeah, because you've got school and
Hmm.
life and everything that comes along with that. But that is the plan. And so Brandon is going to be in the first resellers roundtable.
Oh,
I have two other ladies, and then it'll probably be myself. And so all we need to really do is coordinate a time where all of us can get together to record it. But I am excited about it.
oh yeah.
Brandon already said he has some topics that he wants to discuss.
Yep. Very strongly about.
Yes, that he has strong opinions about, which I, very much welcome and I embrace because, that's the thing too. As I've learned doing this podcast, is that a lot of people, it's like they hesitate sharing certain things because I guess they're worried about how people are going to react or if they're going to be criticized. And obviously we're not here to do that, but I do want a place where we can feel that we can speak freely about
Mhm.
anything, as it relates to our work and what we do and how we do it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so look for that. That is coming up. And so you guys will be seeing Brandon for a third time.
Nice.
Maybe a fourth time, who knows, because he might have some more stuff going on that we need to talk about and let you know.
Oh yeah.
And
I guess going back to the Antiques Roadshow thing, I do plan on live streaming it on Whatnot and having a little watch.
oh, cool. All
So
right, I'll be there.
for my customers on Whatnot who wanted to see my little episode on there, they can come over to Heartland Picker on Whatnot and we'll have a little watch party for it.
Yeah, you might be able to do it on YouTube too. Like
And,
does
and double
antique.
the only thing about that is I don't know if YouTube would cut it for copyright though.
Well, I thought there was a way to do it. Like let's say Antique Roadshow has a channel and they're streaming it on their channel. I thought there was a way that you could do it too, but I could be wrong.
I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't want you to get in trouble for copyright or anything.
Exactly.
But oh, that's going to be so fun! I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm not going for it either. It was so fun to do.
Oh, that's so cool. Like I said, I don't know because I remember reading like the Antiques Roadshow is kind of like on tour or something, so they're
Yeah,
probably going to city. I don't know if they're going to stop here in Las Vegas or not.
they
I
they
gotta
are,
check.
they are done right now. They just
Oh, they're
ended
done. Okay.
the last. So they came here, and then a week and a half later they went to Baltimore, and then after that they were done.
Okay. So then they won't start up again until next year.
Until next year. Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Like I said, that's been one of my dream things. I would love to see that in person. And also I would love to see Dr. Lori. Do you know who Dr. Lori is?
Yeah.
I would love to see her in person. I know it's funny because whenever I ask that, I always get mixed reactions, just
Now I
like
can
what you did.
I can tell you my mixed reaction because I was on her show once.
Really? And
Yep.
how was that? What was that like?
Um. Well, so who knows if Dr. Lori's listening to this, but hi. I went on to her show, and the way you do it is she sends out a StreamYard link into her YouTube chat. You click on
Uh-huh.
that, and then you just had to keep refreshing like it was a Black Friday sale. Like you're just pressing down refresh, and trying to like get into the StreamYard. And once you got in, then she brings you all up into the back room, and then you have to hold up your item. So she'll like go and scroll through and pick which ones she wants. And then if she doesn't
Oh,
like your item, you're out. So then she'll bring you up if she likes your item. And I guess she liked my item. And
was
when
it jewelry?
it was jewelry, yeah. It's
Okay.
actually on YouTube. I could probably give you the link and you can link it down below.
Okay.
When I went on there though, I brought a sterling silver set that I thought was worth probably around 800 or 850 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
She said it was worth around like 750, 800. So we were in the same price range. However, I started talking all about it and knowing all about it, but then she kind of retaliated back of like, well, I don't, it's kind of like a whole Antiques Roadshow thing where you don't want to show
Yeah.
up the appraiser. The
Right.
appraiser wants to talk to you about your item. You don't want to, talk too much about your item and be a know-it-all.
Uh-huh.
However, I was kind of a know-it-all when I was on there, and she did not really like that. So
Ah. She
yeah, it
probably
was.
didn't want you upstaging her.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of a pushy moment when I was on there, but she's a great person. It's just when it comes to business, personality gets the best of her, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bash anybody, but I've I've talked to people that definitely have varying opinions
Mhm,
as it relates to her show, but I because I've learned a lot from her YouTube channel.
mhm.
And so she is very knowledgeable. I'm not going to
Oh yeah,
take that from her at all.
oh yeah.
Um, so like I I just really appreciate that she knows as much as she does, and she has like the credentials to back it up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But some people know a lot of stuff, and not that credentials are everything, but I think when it comes to certain things, as it relates to antique, vintage, whatever, jewelry, you know, uh, we want to get an educated opinion, and we want to get something that can be verified at least in some way. And I think she does deliver as it relates to that.
Yeah. Well, and the first time I saw her or ever even knew about her was on the show Auction Kings. I don't know if you remember that show.
I
There was
think
a
I've seen it.
Yeah, there's a show, I think Paul's his name. I can't remember, but it's based out of Missouri. It was only on for a few seasons, and she was like one of the appraisers on that show.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first time I found out about her. Then when I saw she had her YouTube channel and did lives, live
Yeah.
appraisal, people just coming up randomly, I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, well, you got lucky. A lot of people don't even make it that far.
Yeah, exactly. So I've done pretty much what most people are trying to do before they reach 70. Get on Antique
Yes.
Roadshow and get on Dr. Lori and all this.
Yes. I mean, look it. I'm more than twice your age, and I haven't done either of those things.
Oh,
So, yeah, you're living the dream, my friend. You are
exactly.
living the dream.
Living the dream over here.
All right, Brandon. So, I don't know if there's anything else we need to talk about before I let you go.
I think we covered it.
Awesome. So make sure that if you do find the link to that Dr. Lori video, I would love to share it.
Oh yeah.
And like I said earlier, I will definitely have the link to Brandon's new store in the description of this video and in the show notes. And I'll also link the first podcast episode we did together because that's one of the more popular episodes
Yeah.
that I've done because I think people are just so impressed that you're a
Well, that
full-time.
and I did a little marketing myself because I kind of shared it in my reseller community on YouTube. So
Okay. Thank you.
hopefully
Thank
they'll
you
watch
so much.
episode two.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing because I think a lot of people were just so impressed,
Hmm.
because you're a college student doing this,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't know if there's anybody else like you doing that out there.
But definitely not over here in Iowa. I can't
Yeah.
really think of
Well,
anybody.
not where I am either. I don't
Yeah.
know anybody. I mean, everybody I know who sells jewelry as a reseller, they're like around my age. I don't know anybody like in their 20s at all.
Mhm.
I mean, there's some people a little younger and a little older, but like I
Yeah.
said, not as young as you.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, all right, Brandon. Well, I'm sure you'll be back again soon.
Oh yeah. Oh, it definitely will.
Yes, and we'll have some more juicy stuff to discuss as it relates to jewelry and
Yes.
whatever else comes along with that.
Yep.
So, all right, my friend. Well, thank you so much for hanging out,
No
and
problem.
we'll be in touch soon. I'll see you really soon.
See you later. Definitely.